Hello, my name is David McBride. I'm the Vice Principal Enrollment Management at Upper Canada College. And I just want to take a little bit of an opportunity to go through a few slides with you to explain our incredible financial assistance program at Upper Canada College. Just really quickly, some brief notes about UCC. Perhaps you've already started looking at the college as a spot for your son, but just some general points you might be interested in. First of all, we're one of the oldest schools in Canada. We date back to 1829. And so we've been educating great boys since 1829 for almost 200 years, inspiring each boy to make a positive impact on his world. We are an IB school, a continuum school, so we run from senior kindergarten to year 12. We have about 1,200 boys this year, actually, including 88 boys in boarding. And we have about 12,500 alumni around the world. So a fairly large school, all boys school by design, and an IB continuum school. We are located in Toronto, Central Toronto, in fact. We have 35 acres of a beautiful campus here in the middle of the city, with amazing facilities, lots of outdoor space as well. And then north of the city, about 45 minutes north of the city, we have the Norval Outdoor School, which is a 535-acre campus where our students have an opportunity to learn about nature and the environment. And it's a really amazing space that we enjoy taking our students up to. But the focus of today is financial assistance. And I just really want to highlight the fact that close to 20% of our students at the college receive meaningful financial assistance. We award over $5 million annually to Canadian citizens. So that really makes us a leader in this space. And really it dates back to about 2001 when the college made a significant investment and a decision to increase the amount of financial assistance to ensure that more high potential boys could attend the college. And I'll tell you, it's one of the reasons why I came to the school a number of years ago, and it's just been a great program at the school. As I mentioned already, we award over $5 million in assistance to families, and that is the largest amount of any Canadian independent school. But I want to be super clear. This is needs-based financial assistance. 99% of that $5 million is needs-based. There's a very, very, very small percentage of it where we make one-time merit awards. And usually it's the cost of our initial registration fee to some really top applicants. But 99% of it is needs-based. For those small merit awards, there's no separate application required. It's something that happens automatically on offer of admission. And I also want to just stress that although we love financial assistance, we'd love to make it available to boys right across the school. For UCC right now, financial assistance begins in year 5. So year 5 or above, both day and boarding is eligible for financial assistance, but you must be a Canadian citizen. And I've been here since 2012, and I can tell you that since 2012, we have met the demonstrated need of all students admitted to the college in those years, year 5 to above. And that assessment is done by Apple Financial Services, and I'll talk a little bit more about Apple in a second. Sometimes families ask me, what's the average award, and is it really meaningful? If you look at the numbers that are on the screen here, I think these are pretty meaningful numbers. Our average award in 2020, for September 2020, per day was just over $20,000 a year, and our average award for boarding students, Canadian boarding students, was just over $44,000 a year. So again, I think those are fairly meaningful numbers and provide a lot of great support for our families. And I do want to highlight that we make our offers of assistance with the offers of admission. So they come together. So on the day side, our offer date this year is February 26, 2021. So if you've applied to the college and have submitted a financial assistance assessment, the assessment and the offer will come together. And for our boarding students, again, same thing. We make our offers of admission and our financial assistance offers at the same time, and that's on a rolling basis, beginning really in December, running through till about May. I just also want to be super clear. Financial assistance is for the coming year. So if you're awarded financial assistance this year, it's for the 2021-2022 academic year. And families need to reapply every year for financial assistance. Typically, there's not a lot of change, but we do require families apply every year if there is some fluctuation or some sort of change. So one applies to the college, and hopefully you're considering an application or have already applied to UCC. And then if you're interested in financial assistance, you would apply through a third-party company called Apple Financial Services. And their website is listed here on the screen, applefinancialservices.ca. And Apple Financial Services works with the vast majority of independent schools in Canada. So if you're applying to UCC and applying to other schools, you can use sort of that one application. It's $120 for the first school you apply to and $15 for subsequent schools. And although I'm not someone who loves numbers and I don't love doing my taxes, Apple Financial is kind of like doing your taxes. You really need to have all of your financial information available, and put some real thought and some real effort into that application. We do hold pretty steady to deadlines. So if you're applying for a day spot at the school, we require applications to Apple Financial be submitted by December 31st. So by the end of this calendar year, and boarding, is on a rolling basis. So if you may only apply to our boarding program in January of 2021, you would apply for Apple Financial shortly thereafter as well, so that we can make the offers at the same time. And I do really want to stress again, it's a pretty rigorous and thorough process, so don't leave it until the last minute. It's important that you get organized and provide all that material. And if you haven't visited the Apple Financial Services website already, I would encourage you to do so. They do provide a lot of great information, and really will help guide you through that process. But I also want to stress that we're not involved. UCC is not involved in the assessment process. We're not involved in the application process to Apple Financial Services. So if you are having challenges with your financial assistant application, please reach out to Apple Financial Services. We're not in a position to support that. We're not in a position to help you in any way. You need to communicate with Apple. What I also want to stress is that Apple Financial Services will not provide you with an assessment of needs. So sometimes families assume that Apple will communicate with them and tell them, this is what you would qualify for. That's not the case. Your assessment comes directly to our finance office, or any of the schools that you're applying to. I assume they work the same way we do, that they go to the finance office. And I want you to know that this assessment is held in strict confidence. There is a very, very small committee here that looks at our financial assistance application. So this is not information that is widely known. I also want to stress that we keep the application to the school and the application for financial assistance separate. They're separate processes. One does not affect the other. So please do not worry that applying for financial assistance is going to hurt your son's application to UCC. It does not hurt it in any way possible. Look, some general tips. As I said earlier, this is a process that can really be helpful to your family, financially and otherwise. So make sure that you take the time and be prepared. Make sure that you've got all the documents that you need beforehand. So you probably want to have copies of your tax returns, other important financial information. Again, before starting, I would go through the FAQ questions on the Apple Financial Services application to make sure you have a sense of what they're looking for. Do not wait and try to do this on the 31st of December as you get ready for your New Year's Eve dinner. It's probably about a 4-hour process for a lot of families to complete the Apple Financial application. So please make sure that you take the time, you build in the time to undertake this, and try not to make any mistakes, because mistakes can affect the application, and it can be very tough to go back and fix those mistakes. And then the other thing I would say is, do your best to complete the whole form and meet the deadlines. We really things are get very tight in terms of admissions here as we hit January. So please get those applications in to Apple Financial Services sooner rather than later, so that they have an opportunity to assess them and can provide us with important information to help your family, should we be in a position to offer your son a spot at UCC. This chart just gives you a bit of a sense of on the day side. So this is just our day population this year for 2020-21, and this is the range of financial assistance offers. And this is, of course, only looking at one aspect, which is gross family income. There are many different data points and what have you that Apple Financial Services uses to assess, but to sort of simplify things, we just wanted to give you a sense of gross family income and then the number of boys receiving financial assistance in those different ranges and the different amounts. So across the top, you've got that blue line, and that's the size of the award, and down the column on the left hand side, you have total family income. And the number of students and families who are in each of those categories. Again, please keep in mind, gross family income is only one aspect of what Apple Financial uses. So I don't want you to use this chart and say, oh, this is exactly what we're going to qualify for. But hopefully it gives you a little bit of a sense of what you might expect, as you're going through the process. Just a few points that I just want to again highlight. I've already said this once and I'll say it again, that the decisions around financial assistance are made after admissions decisions are made, and they're made by a very, very small committee and held in the strictest confidence. So information is not shared widely at the college of who's receiving financial assistance and what they're receiving. So please know that this is, we believe very strongly in keeping this a very confidential process. Sometimes families, will get an offer of admission and they'll get their offer of financial assistance, and then they'll say, well, can you provide us more? We don't typically change the amounts of financial assistance that families receive. We really stick to what Apple Financial Services has recommended. We've been using them for a long time, and they are very, very accurate in their assessments. If you feel very strongly that there's been something missed, that it's way out of whack, you need to communicate directly with Apple Financial Services. Again, it's not a negotiation you're involved with us. You need to if you believe there's something wrong, speak with Apple Financial Services. Okay. We also ask in your application to Apple Financial Services, we ask you to include, some of the additional costs. So taking into account some of the things that you think your son is going to be involved in. So know that offer of financial assistance takes into account those additional costs. So things like playing on athletic teams or travel or what have you. So we try as much as possible to make sure that that's a number that's going to work for your family. I do also want to stress that for students, for boys who are involved in varsity level athletics, or some of our really serious programs like Model UN, for instance, we will provide financial support. So for instance, if your son is playing a varsity sport and you're a family that's receiving 50% of the tuition fees in financial assistance, 50% of the cost of playing that sport will be supported as well. And that's only for students at the varsity level. For varsity level athletics and a few other sort of key extracurriculars. We also have, if you haven't read it already, I would encourage you to visit us on our website and to take a look at our financial handbook. We've put together a financial handbook that we think gives you a bit of a sense of some of the expectations around additional expenses, sort of the time frame in terms of paying tuition fees and whatnot at the college. So please, if you haven't visited that, it is on our website in the admissions section under Affording UCC. I think a very good document and one that you should take a look at. Look, if you have some questions, we know that this is a challenging time. We know that applying it to independent schools is a big decision. We also know that right now in the state we're in as a city and as a country and in the world right now, these are very challenging times. So if you require any additional information, any general inquiries about the college, please feel free to send us an email at admission@ucc.on.ca. Or the phone number is there, and that phone number will go to voicemail, and someone will get back to you really quickly. So I would say email is the preferred choice right now. The Apple Financial Services website. So if you're applying for financial service, please go and visit that website. They've done a really wonderful job. They've provided a great FAQ section. So please take a look at that. And if you do have any specific questions, please contact them through their website. And again, understand the admissions portion we take care of. The financial assistance portion, Apple Financial Services takes care of. So any FA related questions or application questions should go to Apple Financial Services. And just look, at a general reminder, I have to make this reminder. Our application deadline for day admission is December 1st. And that is a very hard deadline. We do not accept late applications to the college. So if you are considering UCC for the coming year, for your son, if you haven't already applied, then would certainly very much encourage you to do so. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for considering Upper Canada College, and thank you for considering our industry-leading financial assistance program, which we hope makes UCC a more accessible option for more families. Thank you very much. Have a great day.